the Oklahoma newsroom. This is an OU update. I'm Billy Carlson here with Ryan Aber. Ryan, an interesting game afoot Monday for the Sooner basketball team. They're in Hawaii, and they're not only in Hawaii, they're on the Pearl Harbor grounds. Tell us a little bit about this setup.
Well, they're playing in an arena just right on Pearl Harbor. The only people who are even allowed to the game, besides a small traveling party from each of the 4 teams involved, OU, Villanova, Navy, and Oregon is the other one. They have a small traveling party that's able to come to the game, but outside of that, it's just military personnel that are allowed to come, and it's part of the Pearl Harbor Invitational, which organizers hope will be the first of an annual event to sort of recognize this day as we remember, I believe it's the 74th anniversary of the bombing at Pearl Harbor.
Well, obviously, a great matchup too. They've got some good games here between those 4 teams, as you mentioned. But clearly for Oklahoma, I think in listening to Joe Castiglione talk about this a month or so ago, he was really excited about sort of the learning opportunities. I mean, obviously they want to go out there and win, but they're out there a little bit longer than they would be normally. They've got some other stuff going on when it comes to these type of games, it seems like. Yeah,
absolutely. They went out there early Saturday morning and went through some tours. They took a tour, obviously, of the USS Arizona Memorial, which is what we think of when we think of the Pearl Harbor Memorial out there in Hawaii. They had a lunch or a dinner at the Admiral's house there, took some other tours and things like that. And talking to Lon Kruger, he was really fired up about the educational side of this trip. You know, a couple years ago they took an international preseason trip that took them to Belgium and France. During their trip to France, they were able to visit Normandy Beach and some of the cemeteries there, and talked to Ryan Spangler, and he said, I'm not a big history guy. I don't like reading the books or watching movies or anything, but when you go there, you can't help but feel the gravity of the events that took place at these places.
I think this is something that OU, they've seen an expansion of their study abroad programs. They're trying to give a little bit of that to athletes, because lots of times these guys and gals don't have a chance to do those study abroad programs, but here they do it within their season. And by the way, again, really good matchups for the Sooners and all these teams out there.
Yeah, a great game that sort of gets overshadowed by just the coolness of a trip to Pearl Harbor, especially to play on a day like December 7th.
Definitely so. Thanks, Ryan. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.